Neil Gaiman quoted, "Fairy tales are more than true, not because they tell us that dragons exist, but because they tell us that dragons can be beaten." What's the dragon you've beaten in 2019? Eating disorder. Started treatment 4 years ago. This year was the first year I really felt like I was doing okay. Cigarettes. Not even one since July 4th. According to an app, I've saved nearly $1,800 and gained 2 weeks of my life back. I've lost 20 kilograms of weight. Clapping hands. PTSD. I haven't so solidly defeated it that I didn't spend Christmas alone, but I'm not suicidal, I'm not triggered, and I'm not having any PTSD symptoms. I've been in healing therapy, EMDR, for about a year. I still have a long way to go, but that dragon is not getting up again if I have anything to do with it. Beginning of 2019, I left a toxic relationship, got addicted to drugs, battled depression, started medication, got a 1.9 GPA. End of 2019, in a loving and healthy relationship, sober for 6 months, mentally healthy and happy, stopped the meds, got a 3.5 GPA. I will be 5 months sober on the 1st of January. My dragon's name was Whiskey and he ain't nothing but a bitch. Running away. I would run from my anxiety and from people who started to care about me. I got a new job this year and the people there are great. It scared the hell out of me. I actually opened up to a co-worker of mine instead of quitting, and I felt a lot better. A crappy fry cook job at Sonic where one of the workers was emotionally abusive towards me. I actually got really depressed working there for 7 months and started having suicidal thoughts. I found a way better job where my co-workers actually appreciate me. I got out of that bad job just as the abusive co-worker was being promoted to manager. Drugs. This will be my first year clean in 7 years. Granted, I was pregnant for 9 months of it, but still, not an easy win. Been cigarette free for the past 6 weeks after creeping up to a pack and a half a day. Thanks to my incredible fiancé, I'm dealing with my severe depression much better in the last 2 years we've been together. She's so understanding and supportive. Before we started dating, I flat out told her about all of my emotional baggage and how severe it can be. She didn't care about that. I used to have severe emotional attachment issues, and I was scared of being broken again, because if I had, I was going to make a 3rd suicide attempt. So I wound up ghosting her because I felt myself getting attached. So she showed up at my house unannounced and confronted me. That was almost 2 years ago and we have a home together, are engaged, and are starting to plan out having a child together. TL, Doctor, my severe depression is my dragon, and it's thanks to my fiancé. Benzodiazepine withdrawal is a massive ultimate dragon. Only people who survive this can appreciate how an achievement it is. And PTSD and narcissist abuse, as a baby dragon. Also cigarettes since 3 months. Let's call it a tiny lizard. Most easiest thing I did this year comparing to the Benzo SHT show. Finally changed work from cashier to office worm. Realizing I'm my own person and at the end of the day I have the power to take back the reins of my life from toxic people and habits. I've beaten my dragon so much, I didn't even stop during November. My anger issues and some of my insecurities. Booze. Quit August 2018. Dry every day of 2019. Ready for 2020. Honestly, every year that I don't kill myself is another dragon slain. Not beaten, but taken seriously. My mental health. I've talked to a psychiatrist, gotten on meds, and been trending upwards. This year, I was finally diagnosed with Lyme from an exposure in 2017. A week later, I had 2 new Lyme bullseye rashes. Fun times since this was my 3rd exposure. I'm finally recovering and it sucks, but I'm making progress. I have actually worked a few shifts. My father-in-law, my cat and 2 friends all passed away in the year's first 4 months. In those months I also got really ill and managed to cut off a tendon in my finger in an accident, which is bad enough, but I work as an administrative medical assistant. I do most of my work on a keyboard and I need to type quickly. It's been rough. But I am still here. Despite all of this, I have managed to stay on track. I have lost some weight since I have focused on exercise and not comfort eating like I usually do when it's tough. My fear of not being good at something. Do children count as dragons? Anxiety, I guess. Moved into a house with 9 strangers to fight my fears and now we play board games together. Not sure it can be considered beaten if I've struggled with it on and off my entire life. But depression. I have a lot of self-image issues, and for whatever reason my brain tells me that everyone I've ever met hates me. It's a serious battle to quell those thoughts, and sometimes I lose. Any statement, even an innocuous one, can make me doubt if you actually like me or if we're really friends. It's pathetic, and sad, but it's simply how I live. I've gotten better lately, but I know it comes in waves. I just have to ride out the next one. Lack of responsibility. My last year in 8th grade was just awful with a ton of bad grades. This year so far, however, was much better with me being 2 Bs short of a perfect streak of As. High blood pressure. I am still on medication, but everything is well under control now, and in fact the medication might be cut in half soon. It took 5 weeks of intermittent fasting and approximately 18 pounds weight loss. I still want to go on and lose some 10 pounds, but no more. I finally beat the crippling fear of working/going to work. It's called ergophobia, apparently, that I developed following a severe nervous breakdown in 2015. Now I have a job that I not only don't mind going to, but even enjoy. And it's in my degree field, which is a big step up from the retail nightmare I was stuck in for the past 3 years. I've also learned to better control my severe anxiety, and now I'm living a much happier, calmer life than I have ever before. So far, infertility. 17 weeks pregnant after 2 egg retrievals and 2 embryo transfers. Fingers crossed this little frog makes it, and that time can heal the psychological wounds too. This is a G.K. Chesterton quote. I split up with my girlfriend, so far beaten the dragon more times than I can count. I'm currently beating the sedentary dragon. I have started walking daily and on a regular basis. Even when it's raining and I truly feel like doing fuck all. Death to the sedentary beast. Most of my social anxiety. I was dead silent at school for the past 3 years. This year I have really found myself and started talking again and made a ton of new friends. Anxiety. It's still there, but it's in fucking check. I love myself again. Paralyzing anxiety regarding falling behind in school. In the past few years I would fall behind, panic, do nothing, then fail most classes. This year I fell behind, panicked, did nothing, then went, fuck you, I'm not done yet, and caught up on everything by the end of the semester. Small steps but really important. Also, I finally accepted that I'm a human being, not a robot, and in so doing allowed myself to think about some things that lead me to realize I'm transgender. It's a mixed bag, but I'm choosing to see the good in it. A lot less internal conflict and stress from that now, which is good, regardless of how scary being trans is. First of all, proud of all of you for facing your challenges and finding ways to overcome. 2019 was the year of the dragon for me, so I certainly can empathize with how hard it can be. The highlights of my year include, but are not limited to: got out of an extremely emotionally abusive relationship with a woman I had convinced myself was the only person that would ever love me. Walked away from a newly built home with said woman that was entirely out of my financial means and should not have been built in the first place. Battled severe depression, undiagnosed, then diagnosed and treated, bipolar disorder. Left a job that, while I was good at and was financially rewarding, was not healthy. I still haven't found the right fit, but anything will be better than that line of work. Finally admitted I needed help with substance abuse and entered an outpatient treatment program in April. relapsed, got a DUI and entered an inpatient program in August. Haven't touched a drop since 8/11. All in all, this has been easily the most challenging year of my life, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I've learned more about who I am and who I want to be than I ever could have without these hardships. I encourage you all to get uncomfortable, push yourself and never settle for a life you don't enjoy. May 2020 be better for all of us.